So today we're going to go through a strategy session, really just break down your entire consulting business. We can talk about some of the other businesses that you've created, but so you were a high level athlete in high school, but not like,
Right.
top 100 in the US.
Right.
So you accomplished a lot of things in high school and then college, and we've talked about you creating an offer. So what we're going to go through today is we're going to plan it all out from beginning to end. Who are you serving? What's your offer? What are you going to help them get? How much are you going to charge? What's the ultimate result that they want to get? And we'll look at total as far as how much you want to bring in. So start out. What is your consulting business going to focus on?
Athletes, the parent-athlete relationship. Everything from pre-game mindsets, post-game talks, development for the player and for the parents to help, and communication and from the mental aspect, and just ways to help grow through the process together.
Okay. So, how long are you going to work with them?
So 3 months.
3 months. Okay. And what's your promise to them? Like, what do you want them to achieve at the end of it?
By the end of it, I really just want the parents and the athlete to have confidence in a end goal for where they want to be in the sport that they're focused on. And I also want the parents to really understand the goal and everything that goes along that goes into it to get there.
Basically, how to get there.
How to get there.
So you want to help them identify, because these are kids that, like most high school kids, if they're high level, they want to play in college, but like somebody like me that's 6 foot, or somebody like you, like we both played college, but people weren't knocking down our door. We had to work at it, and we had to make those connections. So you want to help identify who needs help getting to the college level, and then kind of go through what you did, the process you proved that worked in multiple colleges and multiple sports to help get them there.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. All right. So we've identified who. We've identified what we want them to get. And now we have to identify how, and then we can talk about the actual program, how you're going to implement. Okay, so 12-week. All right. And how will you deliver the coaching?
As far as like via Zoom, via phone calls, typically via Zoom was how I would like to hold most of the conversations.
All right. Are you going to have a course for them to follow, kind of a guide, or is it going to be just individualized and
more individualized? I would say, just because each family's different. But with guidelines.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So kind of backing up real quick. So we wrote college down.
Mm-hmm.
It was D1, D2, D3.
Open. All doors are open.
Okay. So you played D1 and 2.
Yes.
Okay. So it doesn't matter the level.
No.
Okay. And then what sports?
Basketball and golf.
I can draw the basketball with golf. I don't know.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. So you're going to help athletes and really the parents, because they're the ones that have to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like that is an issue, because I even remember back to high school, you get parents parents that are in kids' ears, and now it's probably even worse because they're
Yes.
doing AAU. And
Yes.
okay, so you help really the entire family gain clarity on having a strategic plan to get them. You basically pass that hump from
Yep.
high school to college. And do you know the percentage of people that play high school that move on to play college?
I do. It's actually I can.
Yeah, we'll
Look
pull
it
it up. I want some
It's
up to date data. It's crazy for those of you that don't know what that actually looks like.
It is about 7%. 1 in 13 high school athletes go on to play a varsity sport at the college level.
What is it for basketball? So 7% overall. Some type of sport.
That play high school athletes that play basketball. Approximately 3 to 4% go on to play at any level, D1, 2, 3, NAIA.
3 to 4%.
About 18 to 19,000 continue to college, which is less than 1% reaching Division 1.
Less than 1%. All right, so they're already fighting an uphill battle. Okay, so we're talking 3 to 4% make it to any level of college basketball, and less than 1% make it to D1.
Mm-hmm.
And why do you think that number is so, well, obviously there's only a limited number of spots, but why do people struggle to get there? That are capable, like they've got the skill set, but maybe not the mentality, or is it?
A lot of people don't know all the different ways that you can get noticed. It's not just the AAU. AAU's great, but it's not all about that.
Better put the eyebrows on there. All right, attention, eyeballs. Okay. All right. So they need to get attention. Okay. What is the difference between high school athletes and college athletes as far as their skill set? Like, what translates? Like, what do they need to improve on to make that jump?
Preparation, mental, and physical.
Prep, mental, and physical. All right. So I think that is something that is really overlooked because most of them have the physical, like you can work on that. It's easy. Like you know exactly, there's a million programs that can get you better. Nobody really focuses on that piece. And I know when we talked, you felt like this is where you could have the biggest impact.
Mm-hmm.
That's what separates people from, being here in high school, and then that percentage gets there. It really just comes down to this part. And then also, it sounds like having a game plan to get there. Okay. All right. Game plan. Maybe
Close that door.
Yeah. Some videos you'll hear like roosters in the background.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Some fun facts while we're cleaning the board here. What's the most points you ever scored in a game?
Man. In a high school game, I scored 29 a lot. Never got over 30, but 29 quite often. One of my favorite things though is at my size, I did have a triple double my junior year. And I took pride in being able to affect the game at all levels.
Yeah.
As far as golf goes, state champion, played in the state overall, which was the top 15 players in the state, 2 state runner-ups. So, and a lot of success on a golf course after
Mm-hmm.
high school and college.
All right, so who needs help more? Is it basketball kids or is it golf kids?
I would say basketball. There's a lot more opportunity probably for golf these days.
So if you had to choose one, you can serve both markets,
Yeah.
but I think to really dial into one lane makes it a lot easier, especially
Yeah.
to start.
It's basketball.
You'd go basketball.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, who is your ideal customer? So, like USA, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Any particular part of the USA?
No.
Okay. Household income.
Man, that's an interesting question. Household between mom and dad, probably. I mean, you'd like to say 200, 250. It's kind of interesting.
Well, the reason I ask is because we're gonna do high ticket coaching, so they have to be able to afford it. Okay. All right. How? Yeah, so customer acquisition. So how are you going to find your ideal customer?
I guess social media, right?
So you got.
Instagram.
Yep, so you got organic, which is most of your
Yeah.
Instagram,
Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook, okay. Maybe some on YouTube, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if they're hanging out there, but I see a lot of the highlights, so we can dive into that, but that is definite. All right, and then
yeah.
organic, well, that would be more, like we would focus on, obviously organic, but we'd also do paid traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, how are they gonna contact you?
Email.
So if we're going organic, it's gonna be DM, email.
Yeah.
Going paid, we will build you a funnel. So it's basically a simple website where you explain exactly what you do. You talk about some of the results that you've helped people achieve, and then some of the results that you've achieved yourself. So we drive them to a VSL that explains what you do. If they are interested and would like to book a call, they book a call. And then on that call, if you figure out that y'all are a good fit, they like what you help people do, and then you can work together. So then, I go to the thank you page, and then to their 12-week program. All right, so let's talk about the program. All right, so cost. How much are you gonna charge?
I'm kind of thinking 3,000.
So $3,000, 12 weeks. Okay, I think that's probably a good price. You know, I know we looked at a lot of different niches and industries that more, but I think that's probably the sweet spot there. It makes it to where your ads are still making sense from a budget standpoint. Okay, how many clients can you have at a time?
Boy, I would think you could probably do around 15. I would think during that time frame.
Okay. Okay, so that's basically $45,000, and lose some during that time period. You may gain some. All right. And what is the ideal outcome that you're going to help them get?
An understanding from the parents and the athletes on the best way to achieve their goals.
The clearest path.
Clearest path.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I just thought about this. Any networking involved? Like, how do they need to? Well, and this is all part of your deliverables, but I'm just thinking out loud. How do they make the contacts they need to even get like you're getting eyeballs on who you are.
Yeah.
So that's part of your program is figuring out how to get them attention as well.
There's multiple options out there. I mean, there's companies that will come film you and put together highlight videos for you, and do basically like your own story that you can send to coaches, which is one of the things that I did. I had somebody come follow us for a couple games, come watch a workout, and put together a video for us that we could mail to anywhere, anytime. There's some camps that I feel like are elite level camps that people don't think about.
Yeah. And you already have kind of a built-in network of different colleges and high level high school coaches that have direct connection to the pretty big schools.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's just high levels. We identified the niche, target market, kind of how to acquire customers, what the program costs, and then inside that program, how you're going to deliver it. So one-to-one coaching, you're going to be reviewing some of their
film. Just a lot of one-on-one conversations too to help understand the parents and the players.
Yeah. Are you gonna have like a call with them once per month as a family, or once per week, or once every other week?
I would think starting out once a week, I think is possible.
Yeah.
Until the client list is. I mean, I would still think once a week's very possible with only 15. If we're trying to keep it around 15. And obviously at the end of the third month, I would be focused. I would still want to be adding as we go, but yeah, I mean a weekly call.
Okay. All right, and then so that's kind of your front end offer. And I know we've talked about in the past some different ideas about like back end offer. So is there maybe some type of event you could do, camp, or networking where maybe there's a bunch of college coaches at a certain venue?
I mean, I'll always have the contacts and the way. I'm still extremely close with my old coach, who's still currently at Division II, but his network of coaches is never ending. So, once you kind of get in a network of coaches and recruiters, the doors open everywhere.
Okay. So I wrote down Mastermind. It's more of I'd say a quarterly event. How much would you charge for that?
I mean, I don't know. Just for a quarterly, like for what, multiple people coming in and getting on a call and meeting people or coaches, or what do you mean?
I mean, so it could be that. Yeah, it could be.
So I kind of think maybe if you could get some coaches that come in and speak to
the family.
Yeah. I'd probably charge. I mean, I really wouldn't be that much more, like $500, $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. So just a little extra value, but I mean that to me. So this is where you do the hard work. In your coaching, and this is kind of like solidifies and bigger
Yeah.
payoff. So, all right. So we've broken down niche, how to roll it out, how to get customers, how you're going to execute, cost of the program, and really the ultimate goal is to help these players and families figure out what the clearest path is and what they need to do to navigate something they've probably never been through.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else to add to it?
I think one of the things that I would like to do is try to get some testimonials about me as a basketball player.
Yeah.
You know, have people, write something, or even, if I could get a hold of Joe Johnson to put a 2-minute video up about me as a player, I mean, that'd be incredible.
So for you, in your journey in high school, what helped you get to that D1 then D2 level?
There's a lot of factors. Are we talking personally? Are we talking outside help? Or all of it?
All of it.
I was blessed that my parents put me in the best position to succeed, and gave me all the tools and the avenues to get better. I challenged myself to branch out and go different camps all over the country. And then I was playing in top-notch leagues that I could get into. It was an all day, every day
So
thing.
you were grinding.
It was all day, every day.
Yeah.
It was wake up, go do it, and do it until I got home and went to bed.
Yeah, so you didn't have like a strategy. You just did by hard work.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So kind of what you do now is help them
Map
map the clear course.
Yeah.
So was there any like aha moments or any like particular person or situation that really helped springboard you? Like I remember my coach, this is a long time ago, we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have any of that. You actually recorded it on a VHS tape, but he would call coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And he wouldn't do it for very many of my teammates, but for me, he would, because he knew I could play at that level. And some kids just don't have that. Like some coaches, they don't care.
No.
Yeah.
There was two. After my sophomore year of high school, I had a specific coach in the conference who had the number one team in the conference every year walk up to me and basically just tell me, I hate having to coach against you because of the challenges that it presents. And it just gave me a different level of, okay, in my brain I think I can do this, but now it's being reaffirmed by someone else outside of my circle. The second one was probably just being at the local athletic club and working out with several NBA players. That it kind of just, them inviting me into their circle and me not shying away from it kind of let me know that they saw something in me that I knew was there, but it just again reaffirmed where it was.
Yeah. So did that like raise your confidence, or I know you've always been confident, but did that raise your confidence, or just solidified in your mind? Okay, yeah, I am the real deal.
It solidified it to me, and then it also showed me how much harder I needed to work in that moment. Just watching these guys, all of them, every one of them was Division I, played overseas or played in the NBA. The group that I'm talking about. So it just kind of put in perspective what that next and the top level looked like, then the next level, and then the level that I was most likely going to end up at. But it made me believe that I was good enough to do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, and a lot of kids just don't have access to that.
Right.
And that's something you would kind of help them see. Because, like for me, it wasn't until I was saw myself going to that next level, because I wasn't getting recruited. I got recruited in baseball, not basketball. Yeah. Okay. All right. So feel good about this? Anything that you feel like we need to add to? Anything you feel like we need to tweak?
Not that I can think of. I think we're pretty solid here.
Alright, so as far as like time to build out, typically it's about a 3-month process before we really start seeing results. Sometimes you can catch lightning in a bottle,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's kind of the time frame. But man, yeah, I love everything about it. I think there's a huge need for it, and looking forward to see you succeed at that.
All right. Cool. Well,
Alright. My drawing's trash.